Hey everybody, how's it going? In today's video, let's talk about a limited series featuring this, what I would consider one of the must-own cars in the game. Of course, we're talking about McLaren MP4-X, one of the fastest cars in the game, one of the most ridiculous cars in the game, actually. It is just a concept car. This car does not, of course, exist in real life, but we have an opportunity to race this car in the game, or better yet, a chance to own it if you don't own it already. Now, this car is not exactly new. This car's been in the game since I want to say around like 2016. And we had a special event to win this car. I don't remember how much I spent to win it, but I just remember not spending a whole lot to win it. It's one of those cars, yes, recommended PR back in the day. However, in this limited series, you know the format. Limited series always require you to meet certain PR requirement. So in this round, that required PR is 141.7. Yes, this car has some ridiculous specs. The base PR is 130.3, right? And when you get all the upgrades on board, it taps out at 145.2. So yes, it is one of the highest PR car in the game, and it's got potentially highest paying races as well. So that's why I would consider this car a must-own car. It is not cheap. If you were to buy it outright, it'll cost you 1,200 gold. And because it's such a unique car, it's not featured in any series alongside another car, which means there's no showcase discount for this guy. So 1,200 is what you get. Obviously, you can take advantage of Racer Choice to pick this up at a discount price. But, if you can afford the upgrades this round, this go around, then it's gonna be a better way to go because obviously you'll have a set of upgrades. So, speaking of upgrade cost, here. But before that, let's talk about the rewards. It's a limited series. You get victory points, 5,250 victory points. So that's gotta at least guarantee some gold in your account. And 90 gold and 400,000 racing dollars. Mine is already fully upgraded. It's been fully upgraded for some time at this point. So in my case, it's just 90 extra gold that I get to sort of recoup that I spent or invested in upgrading this car. But I feel like I've done enough farming races with this car that I probably have recouped majority of the cost that I spent on this car. So that's the potential earnings, right? And the driving mechanics on this guy is so unique. I would say there's no other car drive like this. So as usual, once you start the series, if you don't own the car, you have to complete the series within 7 days to win the car. Upon winning first trophy, it triggers 24 hours, full 1 day of instant upgrade and instant service. And that is very important because some of the racing dollar upgrades on this car, actually, few of them, will take 2 full days to complete each stage. So, if you can get them done instantly, obviously, that's a lot less ads that you would have to watch. But anyway, what do we have here? McLaren MP4-X Limited Series, earning McLaren MP4-X by 100% completing this special limited series with a focus on increased sustainability, driver safety, and technological advances. The McLaren MP4-X is a concept of a better, faster future with a canopy. Look at that. Not a open air. Yeah. And obviously you got wheel wells, and yeah, it's not your everyday Formula One racer. Anyway, so the 90 gold rewards broken down into here. First 25% completion rewarding you 15 of those 90 gold, and yeah, 750 victory points, 70,000 racing dollars. And to get there, you of course need to complete the tier 4, which requires you PR 134.3. So that is actually lower than your racing dollar upgrades alone on this guy. So even if you can afford only racing dollar upgrades on this car, there's some free 15 gold. Yeah? I mean, okay, fine, it's not free, but it's like converting your racing dollars to gold. So racing dollars, before you spend any gold on this car, you will end up spending about like slightly over $1 million racing dollars to bring your PR up to 134.7 on this guy. So, would you convert that much racing dollars to 15 gold? I would. I think it's worth it, considering how easy it is to rack up racing dollars in the game, right? So, that's new. That's good news on our side, So that doesn't happen most of the time. So when it happens, I say, seize the moment. Even if you cannot win the car, you still can win some extra gold with some racing dollars invested. Anyway, 50% completion, which you need to get to tier 8 and win 2 trophies there. So that requires you to get through tier 7, which means you need to have PR 136.4 or higher, obviously. And obviously that you need to spend some gold. And gold upgrades on this car they're not gonna be cheap, as you might expect. So anyway, 1,000 victory points, 20 gold, 90,000 racing dollars is what you'll get. And 75% completion. Of course, you need to get to tier 12 and win a gold trophy there. So that means you need to get through tier 11, which requires PR 138.9. And the victory points, 1,500 victory points you get to win, 25 additional gold, and 110,000 racing dollars. And of course, the 100% completion, well, you need to win the whole thing, right? 141.7 is the required PR. You pick up the remaining 2,000 victory points, 30 additional gold, and 130,000 racing dollars. So, here, I'm going to use the gold to complete the series right away and pick up the rewards. There we go. All right. And let's check into the final tier, tier 15, where we got a cup, final cup at Spa that requires, as stated, PR 141.7. And to get there, you basically need to max out engine. Now, this car's upgrade tree is a bit, it's kind of what I would consider sort of old school upgrade tree. So, on the engine, yes, there are 7 stages of upgrades, but the thing is, stage 1 is racing dollars. Takes 12 hours if you don't take advantage of the instant upgrade offer. Stage 2 costs you 100 gold. Stage 3 costs you some 376,600 racing dollars. And stage 4 is 225 gold. So yes, it's not cheap, but for the cost of the car, that's actually reasonable, I would say. And then after that, stage 5, 6, and 7, they're all racing dollar upgrades. And each stage, as I said earlier, takes 2 full days to get done. So if you don't have the car fully upgraded yet, take advantage of that instant upgrade offer, because that is 6 days. But anyway, so you will have to max out the engine, and then you need to get 3 upgrades on drivetrain, which is stage 1 is racing dollars, stage 2 is 90 gold, stage 3 is racing dollars again. You don't have to get the stage 4 gold upgrade, which is going to cost you some 210 gold. In fact, that's only needed if you want to have access to the the exclusive series where you need to max out the car. And then on body, you need to get just 2 upgrades. And stage 1 and stage 2 upgrades on body are both racing dollars. So that's why you can skip out on the stage 3, which is gold upgrade that costs you 110 gold. And then suspension, you do need 3 out of 4 upgrades. Once again, stage 1, racing dollars. Stage 2, gold, 85 in this case. And stage 3, racing dollars again. And then stage 4, which you don't need unless you want to max out the car. It's going to cost you 190 gold there, but you don't need it for this, just to win this car. Anyway, and then stage 4, not stage 4, the next category, exhaust. You need 3 out of 4 upgrades once again, kind of the same as suspension. Upgrade tree-wise, you got your racing dollar stage 1, gold, 80 gold for stage 2, and then stage 3 racing dollars again. And you don't need the stage 4 gold upgrade, which will cost you 190 gold, but you don't need it. Not to just complete this series. If you want to 100% complete the bonus series, Cutting Edge, this car's featured in, which I do have my complete playthrough of that series and the exclusive series, by the way, on my channel. So I'll have the link to those playlists in the description box below. So if you're interested, check those out. Anyway, so that's what you need for exhaust and brakes. Once again, 3 out of 4 upgrades. So same kind of upgrade tree. Stage 1, racing dollars. Stage 2, 65 gold for that. Stage 3, racing dollar upgrade. And the final, stage 4, will cost you 145 gold, but you don't need it for completing this series. And tires and wheels, there are only 2 upgrades available. You just need to get the first one, which is the racing dollar upgrade. Stage 2 is the 75 gold, upgrade, but you don't need that just to get win this car. And if you want to 100% complete the bonus series, the cars featured in Cutting Edge, then you would need to max out exhaust, brakes, and tires and wheels, along with, along with body, right? So that you don't need to get necessarily to win this car. But so that means it's going to cost you additional some 520 gold to get through the bonus series 100% if you're for some reason in a hurry to get there. But yeah, so, and then if you want to max it out, that's going to cost you like additional 920 gold on top of that. So for meeting the PR requirement for this series, 141.7, it's going to cost you a total of 645 gold. And normally I don't, I say like don't worry too much about racing dollars, but this one, the amount it costs is quite significant. 6.792 million racing dollars. So, I mean, unless you're like myself, a legacy player that's been playing since day one, we have like access racing dollars we don't know what to do with. But for somebody who studied more recently or somebody who's more casual player, that is a significant chunk to shell out for one car. Given you will get that back pretty quickly as well if you race consistently using this car. But yeah, and the bonus series, Cutting Edge, is, I gotta say, kind of disappointing bonus series. Sort of like that, Porsche 919 tribute, the Evo bonus series is kind of disappointing as well. You really need to fully upgrade these cars to really take advantage of some high rewarding series in exclusive series. But we'll see if this limited series actually has some high paying potential. We'll see. But anyway, so that's enough about the car. And yes, mine is customized. So yours probably would look a little different. So those are some numbers regarding this car. And now let's take a look at the series itself. See what we are in for. See if there are any high paying potential for some of the races in this event. All right, so starting with Tier 1, we got speed record at Silverstone Grand Prix, so that's a full lap. Autocross at Laguna Seca. All right, with this car, I expect it'll 25 or less seconds, right? And then, yeah, some incredible braking and incredible accelerating. And this car is like LMP1 and Formula One combined. So, the top speed goes above, like way above. Here, check this out. 443 kph top speed and 1.6 second acceleration. And the killer is the fact that it's got 12.2 meter braking distance. It stops when you step on the brakes. So it changes your driving dynamic significantly. So, after you get used to this car, you go back to drive any other car, it's terrible. You'll skid all over the place, you'll slam into walls, do all that. But yeah, this car is one of a kind. And yeah, grip 4.5 G. Now, that is a lot of it is based on the downforce. So when you're going faster, you do get that high grip. When you're moving at a slower pace, this car's gonna feel very slippery. So once again, this is like the Ferrari F14, right? That generation of Formula One car driving dynamics, which is kind of exciting. Actually, it's tough, but it is. I do find it fun to race these cars because yeah, it gets your heart rate up. So anyway, the Tier 1 Cup race we got here is going to be a 3-lapper at Catalunya Grand Prix. So right away, we're not starting with some, skimpy distance race. It's going to be a full Grand Prix race. Of course, with this car, you expect nothing less. I feel like that's even higher than what you'd expect in the bonus series. Cutting Edge is, let me forewarn you, they aren't terribly good, like proper high-paying race for this car, unfortunately. At least I don't remember any being like, wow, I can really take advantage of this car in this particular race. But anyway, moving on. Tier 2, we got Hunter at Hockenheim Grand Prix. So that's another full lap. And we got a drag race. This one at Porsche Test Track, long on-road circuit. Followed by Cup at the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. And it's going to be 4-lapper, PR 132.4 required. And Tier 3, yeah, so those, are decent length. You'll be traveling a decent distance. Not necessarily gonna take you a very long time because this car's that fast, but yeah. Anyway, Tier 3, we got Speed Snap at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, so that should be a pretty short one. We got Endurance at Bugatti Circuit, morning race, so your distance may vary depending on your margin of victory from prior events. And then we got a Cup at Mount Panorama Bathurst Circuit, and it's gonna be a 3-lapper, PR 133.4 required to get through that. So yeah, that's not short, and that takes us to the 25 completion tier 4. We got Elimination at Daytona Road Course, so that's a timed event. You need to survive 2 minutes 20 seconds, doesn't matter where it's taking place. And then we got head-to-head at Laguna Seca. I expect single lapper. It is. And then the Cup is at Monza Road Course, another 3-lap Grand Prix kind of race here. 134.3 is what's required, and as I said, that's lower than what you can do with racing dollar upgrades alone. So yeah, some free gold to be won. Moving on, Tier 5, we got drag race at Dubai Grand Prix, autocross at Silverstone International Circuit, and the Cup at Suzuka West. That's a curious choice, isn't it? 5 laps, PR 135 required. They could have just easily thrown the Grand Prix circuit. 5 laps, be fine. But anyway, moving on. Tier 6, we got Hunter at Le Mans 24-hour circuit. That's a full lap. And then we got speed record at the Leipzig Porsche test track, long on-road circuit. So that's another full lap. And the Cup at Melbourne, 6 laps, PR 135.7. So street circuit. Yeah, this car is kind of skinny and long. So you shouldn't feel as crowded when you maneuver through those narrow street circuits in Melbourne. And then it'll be a good test circuit to get a good feel for how well this car handles, not just at long stretches of Le Mans, but in those tight spaces as well. So anyway, Tier 7, we got elimination at Catalunya Grand Prix, speed snap at Daytona Motorcycle Course, and the Cup at Laguna Seca under the California sun. 5 laps, PR 136.4 is required, and of course that's what you need to claim the 50% completion reward, since you need to claim 2 trophies in Tier 8. We got head-to-head at Silverstone Bridge Grand Prix circuit, single lap, followed by another third installment of a drag race, this one at Nürburgring Grand Prix. So that is your 50% complete, right? And of course, you want to go all the way if you've gotten in that far. And then you can go on to complete the Cup at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix. 5 laps, PR 137 required for that. Takes us to Tier 9, where we got Autocross and Mount Panorama. Endurance at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. So your distance may vary depending on your margin of victory. And I believe ME7 has posted that this race can be essentially infinite. You can go on as long as you want by cutting some strategic corners. So something to keep in mind. Anyway, and then the Cup in Tier 9 is going to be at Leipzig's Porsche test track, short on-road circuit, 6 laps, PR 137.7 required. And Tier 10, we got Hunter at Melbourne, elimination at Dubai International Circuit, and the Cup at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix circuit, 5 laps, PR 138.3 required. Moving on to Tier 11, we got Speed Snap at Catalunya National, followed by Speed Record at Suzuka East. And the Cup for Tier 11 takes place at Daytona Motorcycle Course. 6-lapper, PR 138.9 is required, which of course is what you're going to need to claim the 75% completion reward, since you need a single trophy in Tier 12, preferably gold. We got Endurance at Spa, and we got head-to-head at Monza Road Course, so that should be a single lapper. And yeah, I think the Spa Endurance you can also make infinite as well, if you're really farming. But anyway, and then we got Cup at Bugatti Circuit for Tier 12. It's going to be another 5-lap Cup. 139.6 is the required PR. And Tier 13, we're starting off with yet another drag race. This series has more drag races than I really care to count. Anyway, this one's going to be at the Brickyard Road Course, followed by Autocross at Hockenheim Grand Prix. And the Cup is going to take place at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit. Once again, that's kind of a curious choice. 5 laps, PR 140.2 required. I guess they just, at this point, maybe they just want you to get through. Okay, you've made it far. Just get through and be done with the series and win the car, man. Anyway, Tier 14, we got Hunter at Red Bull Grand Prix. So that's a full lap. And we got Speed Snap at Suzuka Grand Prix. And the Cup S Silverstone International Circuit, not the Grand Prix circuit. It's a 6-lapper, PR 140.9 required. And that takes us to the final tier, tier 15. We got head-to-head at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit. Single lap cup, followed by elimination at Melbourne, and the final cup at Spa, which is just a quick 2 laps. PR 141.7 required, as I mentioned earlier, which is going to cost you some 650 gold. Right. And, or 645 gold. And since you get 90 gold back, you know, your net cost is more like 555. So that's not a bad cost for this car, honestly. You know, and you get to take the car out for. I mean, this is a very unique driving experience. You know, not very realistic, but I mean, it's a game. So anyway, so that'll do it for this overview of this limited series featuring McLaren MP4-X. As I said, one of the must-own cars in the game. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.